Okay, the Trolls are once again playing some Clash of Steel. This time we're going to have the Germans up against the British. We're going to be playing 100 points. Today, our British army is not quite up to 100 points, so we've come up with a way to kind of get them some extra points. So you guys will see that when we get to the army lists. But we're going to move over to the army lists. Before that, we're going to be playing the flanking move mission with the delayed reserve special rules. So that's going to be our scenario for today. All right, over to the armies. Okay, here's our German army for Clash of Steel. We are going to be taking a King Tiger HQ, a unit of 3 King Tigers. We will be having a unit of 4 Tiger 1s, a unit of 3 Tiger 1s, a unit of 4 Panthers. We are going to have a Puma Scout unit. These guys here will be proxying for our pack wagons until we get them in. And then to help out our British, so that they're not completely outgunned, we have ported over some Panzer IVs from Flames of War, and we will be running them in Clash of Steel. We're going to have 2 units of 4 Panzer IVs. All right, there we go. That's the whole German army. That's 100 points, and now we're going to move over to the British. Alright, take me through our modified British list.
So we got 4 Centurions, one of which is the commander, 3 Challengers, 2 Tauruses, 2 units of 3 Fireflies. And
they're going to be using the anti-tank 14, like actual Fireflies,
yeah.
Right? Okay.
They're using the Flames of War rules.
Gotcha.
3 Churchills, 3 Grants, 2 units of 3 Crusaders, and 3 Comets.
Awesome.
Man, the British love their threes.
Yeah, and just for this game, just to help out, we also, because they're kind of speedy, we're giving the Centurion Spearhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there we go. That's what the British are going to have. We'll take you guys over to the table and deployment in just a second. All right, we are all set up for the flanking move. We have objective number 1 over here. We have objective number 2 over there. This is only a 2 objective game. On the German side, we have Panzer IVs here in the woods. We have the Pumas over here. We have the commander hiding back here. Unit of Tiger 1s behind the building. Unit of Panzer IVs sitting over there. And a unit of Panthers sitting over here. Can you point at what the British tank units are? I always forget.
Crusaders are here, Challengers here, Churchills here, Centurions taking up gunnery positions, more Crusaders, and the Comets.
All right. In reserve, the Germans have a unit of Tiger 1s and a unit of Tiger 2s. And the British have in reserve, I know these guys are the Tortoises. These are going to be Fireflies, and Grants. That's right. Oh, yeah. Yep, so that's what they have in reserve. Oh, yes, and our command abilities. The Germans took the... where are they?
Here they are.
Okay, so the Germans have teamwork, which works great with their stormtrooper ability, and the commander also has gunnery master. And what did you take again?
The British are going with easy math, time to think, and teamwork.
Yeah, we let the British have an extra one because, again, they were just a little shy on points. Okay, so there we are. We're all set up, and the Germans won first turn. So we'll see you guys after German turn 1. All right, here we are at the end of German turn 1. The Pumas cross-dashed over to here so they could secure this objective, which happens to be clear orders, so that's worth double victory points. The Panzer IVs blitzed over to here, and they took out 2 Crusaders. My commander here shot through the towers and took out 1 Centurion and bailed out another one. Over here, the Tigers failed their blitz test and didn't hit anything. The Panzer IVs over here passed their blitz test, but they also couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And these Panthers did a terrain dash, which 3 failed with a dash of a 2+. 3 of them failed. So they're stuck on the other side of the river. But this guy made it within 4, so he could grab that objective. So right now the Germans are ahead 9 points to 0. All right, so we will bring you guys back at the end of the British turn 1. And we'll see if the Brits can give some back as good as they received. All right. All right, we are at the end of British turn 1, and the Crusader managed to bail out one of the Pumas, who failed his remount test. Over here, the Centurions, actually it was the commander alone, wasn't it? No, the commander did one, and the other Centurion did one. They took out 2 of the Panzer IVs over here, and then... What are these fellas over here? Are those the Challengers?
Yeah.
And then the Challengers took out a Panther over here by this objective, but we were able to move that, reassign that hit over to one of the guys that was outside of the objective. That way we could still contest it. They are now contesting this objective over here and the far objective. So that has taken our score to 3 points for the British, because again, objective number 1 over here is worth double points, and 12 points for the Germans. So the Germans are still in the lead going into turn 2. All right, end of German turn 2, and this is how it sits. The Panzer IVs blitzed to over here, tried to shoot at the Comets, couldn't hit a thing, and then they did a shoot and scoot back. The Pumas tried to take out the Crusader there, but we couldn't hit anything. Over here, my commander took out another Centurion, so we're slowly whittling the big guns away. Over here, neither the Tigers or the Panzer IVs could really do much. The Tigers did actually land a couple hits on the Churchills, but we only got 1 bailout and he got back in. The Panzer IVs, all they did was bail out 1 of the Challengers, but the Panthers were angry. They successfully blitzed everybody over the river. Everybody passed their cross tests this time, and then they fired and took out those Crusaders there. So now we hold that objective. We did get an additional 5 points for that objective because it was revealed to be the demolition. We passed the skill test and got those additional 5 points. And then the new mission card on there, or I'm sorry, the new objective card on there is hold. So now the game lasts 1 turn more. If we go all the way to the end, it'll be a 9-turn game. So that is where we sit at the end of German turn 2. The Germans are up to 22 points to the British, what? 5. So 22 to 5 so far at the end of German turn 2. We are at the end of British turn 2, and the Brits are starting to turn things around. They did forget that these Panzer IVs were hiding back here, but they focused a lot of fire. The Crusader actually killed 1 Puma here. The Comets bailed out 3 others, and then the Churchills threw a whole bunch of shots in here and ended up destroying 2 of them. And then this guy failed his motivation test. He did pass his remount, but he failed his motivation. So now that squad is destroyed. And the Brits picked up double victory points for this and the 3 points for wiping out this squad. The Centurions, they took some long shots over here and took out 2 Panzer IVs. And the Challengers, is that correct? Yeah, Challengers took out another Panther. They did bail one out, but he remounted at the end of the turn. So as we sit here at the end of turn 2, the Germans are still ahead with 25 points, but the Brits are coming back. They're up to 14. And in turn 3, we start rolling for reserves. So we'll see whose reserves can come in and add to the action first. We are at the end of German turn 3, and the Panzer IVs moved up here. They took out this last Crusader. The squad of King Tigers came on, and they managed to destroy one of these Comets and bailed out the other one. The Comet couldn't pass his remount test, and this guy then failed his morale check at the end of that. So then they count as destroyed, and then the Panzer IVs got us double victory points for holding objective 1. Over here, towards the rest of the board, the Tigers completely whiffed trying to shoot at the Churchills. The Panzer IVs, they whiffed as well. And then the Panthers, however, scored 3 hits and 3 destroyed on... Is that the other unit of... No, those were the Challengers. Took out the Challengers. So that puts the Germans in a pretty good place, holding objective 2 and objective 1, and then taking out 2 units. So that takes them to a score of 40 to... What's the score for the British?
14.
14. But the British still have quite a few reserves to come in starting this turn, so we'll see what they can do. All right, so we will move over to British turn 3 and then catch up with you guys. Here we are at the end of British turn 3. The Brits are pulling things together and bringing more firepower to bear on here. The Centurions, actually it was just the Centurion commander who wiped out this squad of Panzer IVs. The other Centurion cranked his turret around and bailed out one of the Panthers all the way over there on a lucky shot. The Tortoises crept in on the edge of town, but they weren't able to really do anything this turn, and because the Panzer IVs were wiped out, the Churchills were left with nothing to shoot at, but they're hiding very cozily behind that tower as to avoid the King Tigers. So there we are right there. The Germans are still ahead with 43 to 17, but the British are coming back, and the Germans, we're holding on to the lead, but we only have one mounted Panther over there who did manage to pass his last stand check, but we're going to have to start moving some forces over there, because if those Tortoises start opening up on those Panthers, they're going to make short work of them. All right, we will see you guys at the end of German turn 4. Here we are at the end of German turn 4. The Tiger 2s did a terrain dash over to here, so they can't shoot. They're going to try and grab that objective from under the British's nose. The Panzer IVs moved out so that they could shoot at the back of the Churchills, but they didn't do anything. My commander did smoke one of them, so that's one less of those. The Tigers did a terrain dash and managed to pass their cross checks, So hopefully next turn they can start putting some shots into the sides of those tortoises. And then the Panthers just stayed put. Oh, we did forget a remount test for that Panther. He is back. So now we have 2 Panthers over in that corner. So yeah, that was really just it. Just another 3 points for having that objective that the Panthers are sitting on. The Germans are sitting at 46 to the British's 17 as we go to British turn 4. Okay, end of British turn 4, and wow, what a turn. The British got both units of their proxied Fireflies in. This squad came in over here and did a terrain dash heading for objective number 1. This squad came in over here and made their cross checks and surprised the side of the Panthers and took out our last 2 Panthers, thus securing objective number 2 for the British. The Churchills made their cross checks and dashed over here to capture objective number 1. What else happened here? Oh, so one thing I did not expect, this is a good lesson in Know Thy Enemy. I thought the tortoises had slow to fire. They in fact do not. So the tortoises moved over and took out 2 tigers, and then the last survivor of this unit of Centurions, the unit commander, he managed to put 2 shots into the side of the other tiger. The British commander then put 2 shots into and took out my last 2 Panzer IVs. So the British snagged themselves quite a few points in destroyed units and objectives. They're now up to 33 points to the Germans' 46. So the Germans are still in the lead, but the Brits are gaining fast and the Germans are running out of units. What I have left right now is I do still have enough to stay in good favor. I've got 1 unit of King Tigers and I've got my commander. I still have my other unit of Tiger 1s in reserve. So we'll see if they come in for German turn 5. We are here at the end of German turn 5. Our last unit of Tigers came on this section of the table. They rolled up and they took aim at those Fireflies there, and they took out 1 Firefly. Our King Tigers were actually pretty sad there. They only managed to take out 1 of these Churchills, and they bailed out the other one, but he passed his remount and his motivation test. So that is 1 motivated Churchill staring down those 3 King Tigers. Over on the rest of the table, nothing really happened because the German forces are moving over in this direction to try and get a hold of this objective that's worth double victory points and keep a hold on their lead. Right now, the Germans are up 48 points to 40. Is that correct? So yeah, so the British have really come back on that one. So our lead is getting slimmer and slimmer as we move on to British turn 5. We are here at the end of British turn 5. The British last reserve unit, the Grants, came on and are babysitting that objective over there. That left their, what are these? These proxied Fireflies free to head off and join the battle, which they managed to get a side shot on my commander and take him out. So yeah, they got a lucky side shot through and managed to take out my commander, even though they were hitting on 6s. Over here, the tortoises punched it and came around the building along with the Centurions to take out the Tiger 2s. They managed to destroy 2 of them. 1 guy was left on his own, but he failed, even though, yeah, he was bailed out. He remounted, and then he failed his last stand check, which meant I was without 2 core units left. So that means the game ends and the Germans lose. We did lose one tiger over here to the other unit of fireflies. We were still contesting this objective up until the end, until everybody decided to bug out. Points-wise, the British went up to 54 points on that turn, and the Germans were at 50. So overall, that's been our closest game yet. It was a really hard-fought game. It was a lot of fun to see all the smaller tanks on the field. I kind of really liked having the Panzer IVs, so we may find a way to slip them into our games more often, because they were just a lot of fun. You have anything to add?
It's definitely a very close game. My British may have won, but the Germans definitely fought really well. Like, if my Fireflies were delayed for like another turn, then things might have been different.
Yeah, there's a lot of wreckage on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Though those Centurions, they really earned their pay this game.
Yeah.
They caused a lot of this damage.
Yeah, they're definitely like a nice high anti-tank unit to keep in the back and fire stuff from afar.
Mm-hmm. And what's that skill we use to get the 6-inch blitz?
Teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah. I really like that. I think that works well with the Germans' abilities, so I'll definitely be taking that with the Germans more often. But it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely loving Clash of Steel so far. Anything else you want to throw in there?
Not really.
All right. So that's going to do it for this game. Again, we have a British victory of 54 points to 50, and we went to turn 5 this time. So I'm not sure what game we're going to be playing next, but this is our 3rd Clash of Steel battle report, and we hope to see you all again.
We'll probably be playing some fantasy.
Yeah, we need to get some more Warhammer Fantasy in, so we look forward to that. All right, thanks for watching.